Hi friends. It is very hard to find a politician writing a article in newspaper. So today article which I am going to talk about is written by Mr. K.T. Ramarao. And K.T. Ramarao, let me tell you, he is the Telangana Minister for Industries, IT and Urban Development, as I have marked at the corner. This article is written in Times of India on 7th of May, Thursday, Delhi edition. The minister is writing a very wonderful article, and that is about the opportunity that is lying in the hands of many Indians. 130 crore Indians who are stuck with coronavirus, business having gone hayway, the whole country is locked down, people are sitting at home looking for livelihood, forget the businesses. But my dear friends, how long the coronavirus will last, nobody knows. So why not look at the opportunities that lie ahead of us? Let us be let us be positive. That's what the Minister K.T. Rama is talking about. K.T. Rama is from Telangana, and just like him, there are many who are talking about China, who is losing trust in the eyes of the whole world. So a blessing in disguise. So countries now like India, who have got great civilization, a big past behind us. So this is the time to reap the good deeds we have done in the past. India has got a very good reputation in the eyes of the world. So this is the time to encash that opportunity, that trust. China is losing that trust, and this is what we are going to get the advantage from. Already, as we know, Make in India slogan is going on for the last 5 years. Indian government is trying hard to get the eyes focus of the great multinational companies of great countries, so that they come in India, invest in India, and create a lot of employment opportunities and earn for themselves too. It's a win-win situation for everyone. Keeping that in line, we have recently seen India has also reduced the corporate tax. Now, the corporate tax rates in India are at par with the international standards, ranging from around 24-25%. It is even lower for those who are going to start a new business in India. We should not lose this opportunity, because there are many countries who are competing with us in terms of cheap labor and as a good investment destination, like Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brazil. I'm adding it. So what we should do as Indians so that the bulk of investment comes to India. Now, it is not only that China has lost the trust, let me add here, it is also because now the world has realized that they cannot depend on one country for their important basic needs. The world has, over the decade or more, has relied too much on China with respect to its basic needs, mainly medical equipments and so many other things, because they are cheap, and every customer consumer gets tempted to buy the cheap products. That's a different thing, that Chinese products are not reliable in their quality, though they are cheap. But here where the India comes into picture, because the Indian products are comparatively better in quality than the Chinese one. They may be costlier than China, but they are reliable. So keeping quality in mind, as well as the current scenario,
We should also make every attempt to attract the big multinational companies from big countries so that they open their shops here, open their manufacturing units here, and create a lot of employment opportunities for the Indians. For that, we need to carry out certain essential reforms. Already, we know there is something called Ease of Doing Business Index. In no doubt, India has made a lot of progress in this regard. However, we are still lacking in certain parameters which this ease of doing business comprise, like Indian government as well as various state governments in India are very weak in honoring their contracts. We are not good in honoring the agreements. So I'll unfold it as I move on. Now, one of the biggest problem in India is also the labor laws. You cannot kick out anybody just like that. You need to have welfare schemes for the employees, like we have employee state insurance. You need to create a sort of fund for them, like we have in India, that is called EPFO, wherein partly the employee contributes and partly the employer contributes. So things like that come into the picture. No doubt there has to be some social responsibility, social security has to be there, but government should also take the responsibility to some extent, because in India we do not have any social security system. The other thing which many foreigners encounter is the consistency in the state policies. Like in the case of Vodafone, there was a lot of chaos to an extent wherein the British Prime Minister had to intervene and request the Prime Minister of India to have a lenient view, a soft view towards Vodafone, because Vodafone is a British company. But as we know, in India, judiciary has its own stand, so the case continued, because it's not only about Vodafone, the policy has to be by and large similar for other multinational companies as well, because we are doing business with many companies and these companies are from various countries, so we cannot have a lenient view toward one company and for one particular country. So whatever plans we make, whatever strategy we make, it has to be black and white. Number one, the plan has to be for decades, not for 2 or 5 years. Number one, we must also realize that we are a democratic country. Every 5 years, the government changes at the center and even at the state government, because the Indian constitution allows only for 5 years. And God forbid, if the government is unstable, it can go below before 5 years also. So, but you have to make a plan, you have to make a policy, irrespective which government comes, the policies need to be consistent and firm. There are various industrial houses in India and abroad which are politically aligned to some political party, some country, and so on. So, this political unbias has to be removed from the business sense. The corporate houses should not be only looked as a cow which the government can milk anytime. We should not think corporate entities like that. No doubt, corporate tax is a big chunk of direct taxes, but we must not forget that they also provide employment to so many skilled professionals and semi skilled people. So, this consistency in policy has to be kept in mind. Now, let us go further. Now, the Minister Ramarao from Telangana, he says there has to be some empowered group. Like, an empowered group must consist of people who are learned, experienced, and seasoned from the central government. They can be from the Niti Aayog. There has to be some from the state government. There has to be industry leaders like FICCI and all well-known industry leaders that we all know. Bankers like Puri, Kamath, and so on. Policy experts, no doubt. We need to have policy experts. They can be from Niti Aayog and similar bureaucratic background. So that is how we need to focus on and bring in the much needed investment to our country. The coronavirus episode must be looked in a positive way. Let us leave corona behind and progress ahead with a positive mind, because this is how only we can survive. The survival instinct will last for another 2 3 years, because that will corona will give us this much time. Rather, I will say it will take minimum this much time for us to stabilize and survive. But my dear friends, we Indians or any human being, we are not here to just survive and stabilize. We are here to grow. Indians want to grow. They have a bright future. They are talented people. Many big shots in Google, Microsoft, Facebook, YouTube, and so many are from Indian origin. Why can't we on the Indian soil do the same what we have done abroad? With that same message, I close this article and thank the Telangana minister and people with such kind of ideology who even during the time of corona are stretching their head out from the herd mentality and thinking positive. Thank you.